Ahead on WUFT's First at 5, making local bus stops accessible for passengers with disabilities. We're live with the millions Gainesville leaders are using to make all travelers feel more comfortable.
Plus, a Cedar Key waterfront business goes up in flames. We spoke to a neighbor who helped put the fire out. Why he says the fire could have been prevented.
And the tropics are heating up during the peak of hurricane season. The UF weather team is tracking a cluster of storms that has a strong chance of forming in the next system. WUFT's First at 5 starts right now.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Gainesville's bus system is doing their part to make sure disabled passengers have proper access at stops while they wait on their ride. This is WUFT's First at 5. I'm Nick Diaz.
And I'm Kirsten Maselka. The city's regional transit system is spending millions to revamp bus stops to comply with the American Disabilities Act. WUFT's Madison Ginsburg is live at one of the bus stops getting the update. Madison, you learned the work has already begun.
The upgrades like this one right here at Southeast 43rd Street on East Side include installing seating, structure, and sidewalks. Money to pay for the nearly $2 million project is coming from the Federal Transit Grant and FDOT. City leaders say they want more than the 1,100 bus stops across their system be safe and convenient for all their riders. That's why they are spending $1.9 million on the upgrades. Some of the new features include installing sidewalks with curb ramps, increased pad space for wheelchair passengers, and updated shelters with proper seating, protection from the elements, and better lighting.
I think the benefits are that we're protected from the rain, from this hot sun in Gainesville.
In total, the city will upgrade 100 bus stops. They say are older and don't meet ADA standards.
Lighting, of course, larger concrete platforms, and new seating and shelters, which actually cover the seating area at the bus stops.
Improvements depend on the needs leaders identified at each location. The city says this is just one part of their overall plan to improve city life for Gainesville riders. Live in Gainesville, Madison Ginsburg, WUFT News.
A former girls and boys club basketball coach is charged with sexually abusing children in Marion County. 58-year-old Carl Philip Lombardo was arrested Wednesday. He faces charges of human trafficking and child pornography. Investigators say he refused to give back a teenage victim to his parents after a sleepover with the victim's siblings. Once the child eventually got home, he and his siblings told their parents about the inappropriate touching. They also found disturbing pictures on his phone. Lombardo is in Marion County Jail without bond.
Farmers in north central Florida suffered hundreds of millions of dollars in losses after Hurricane Debbie hit the area last month. That's according to a new report from the UF Institute of Food and Agriculture Sciences. Researchers with Eibe say the storm caused more than $200 million worth of damages to farmland across the Panhandle. This includes the loss of farm animals and crops. The damages have been so costly that they're comparing the financial loss from Category 1 Debbie to the cost of losses as a result of Category 3 Hurricane Idalia.
There always are impacts to agriculture of these types of events. So Hurricane Debbie was not quite as intense as Hurricane Idalia, which might still be somewhat fresh on people's minds.
She says that over 2 million acres of lucrative agricultural land experienced storm damage through winds or flooding. And millions of dollars are being offered to small business owners to help get them back on their feet after Hurricane Debbie. Florida Commerce has approved more than $3 million in emergency funding through the Florida Small Business Emergency Bridge Loan Program. Small businesses located in the affected areas of Hurricane Debbie are eligible to apply for up to $50,000 in loans. Agriculture and aquaculture businesses are eligible for $100,000. The loans are short-term, zero-interest personal loans.
Gainesville is currently enjoying clear blue skies. Looking out over Paynes Prairie, we can see traffic moving under what shaped up to be a beautiful day. There's only a couple showers popping up on radar on this warm and humid Thursday evening. UF forecaster Matthew Clark is tracking those showers and what's brewing in the tropics.
Shaping to be a nice Thursday night as we head into tonight, and it's seeming a little bit warm right now. Most of these showers have stayed south of us, so don't expect many showers as we head into Thursday night. Crystal River seeing a passing shower moving south, and DeLand seeing a storm. Temperatures right now 89 degrees in Gainesville, 88 over in Lake City, and 89 in Jacksonville. Feeling a little bit warmer because of those higher dew points, so it's going to be a warm and muggy Thursday evening. Temperature is going to drop up into the upper 70s for the most part, but the humidity is going to stay pretty constant. Got a lot of moisture in the southern Caribbean that's expected to move its way north into the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of models have it developing into a storm as we head into late next week. I will have that and more coming up next.
Multiple Cedar Key businesses are severely damaged after a fire broke out this morning. The fire started around 5 a.m. and spread across businesses on Dock Street. Cedar Key resident Michael Presley Bobbitt says he was out on his boat when he saw Steamer's Bar and Grill on fire and went to help. He says the fire started in a neighboring abandoned building that the city has tried to tear down.
So there's a widespread anger across the community that a building that should have been torn down months and months and months ago could have been or was the beginning point of this fire. And now other people and other businesses and other livelihoods have been damaged.
Bobbitt says Steamers is the social hub of the town, and the idea of losing it is heartbreaking.
The city of Gainesville is investing millions in developing the east side. The focus is on health, infrastructure, and culture. WUFT's Valentina Sandoval joins us live from the new UF Health Urgent Care Center to tell us how the city aims to grow and empower the community through these initiatives.
From this urgent care center to expanding transportation and celebrating arts and culture, the East Side Health and Economic Development Initiative is working toward growing East Gainesville resources and community. The Urgent Care Center down Southeast Hawthorne Road is open for patients. It's the only urgent care in the area. Assistant Director and Urgent Care Administrator Gayleen McCaslin aims to cater to the community through this facility.
Really focusing on the needs of our community and seeing how people are continuously showing up, so see how we can show up for them.
Another way the city is focusing on the East Side is by strengthening the arts. The Cotton Club Museum Board of Directors member, Barbara McCade Gordon, believes the development on the East Side will allow the community to unite while celebrating the historical reverence in the area.
It will serve the people of this area, not displace them.
Gainesville Mayor Harvey Ward says additional enhancements include building a road between Hawthorne Road and Southeast 8th Avenue and renovations to places like the Martin Luther King Multipurpose Center and the extension of Southeast 6th Avenue.
We need to be thinking about what serves the community in that space for the next 20, 30, 40 years.
Once completed, the mayor says it's on to the next enhancement project. We told you about the next major project at the top of the show, the RTS bus stop. As far as things go on this side, a rough estimate of completion for the project is 2025. Live from Gainesville's east side, Valentina Sandoval, WUFT News.
The people of High Springs now have a 24/7 food pantry for community members in need. Deeper Purpose Community Church's food pantry, distributions, and community fridge celebrated its grand opening with a ribbon cutting ceremony last night. The community fridge will be open from 8:30 a.m. to around 6 p.m., but the pantry is open 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's located at 19975 Northwest 244th Street in High Springs.
Coming up on WUFT's First at 5, condo owners share their grievances with Florida condominium safety standards.
And Alachua County voters get to decide if a local school program stays afloat.
Thanks. Big week for Matthew.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Governor Ron DeSantis is pushing for safer conditions for folks who live in Florida condos. He hosted his second roundtable discussion this morning on solutions to keep the buildings better protected. DeSantis held the discussions in Pinellas County, just south of Tampa. Condo association leaders talked about the struggles many seniors are facing with the new condominium repair and safety fees. Those new policies were put in place following the Surfside condo collapse in South Florida in 2021. State Senator Nick DeSigle echoes these condo owners' grievances.
This issue is about time and money. Time meaning we have a looming deadline that many of our seniors are very, very nervous about, and rightfully so. There's a financial issue here where these folks are looking for financial help to stay in their homes.
Earlier this year, the governor signed House bill that holds more condo board members accountable for accidents, improves how much neighbors can know about condo improvements, and strengthen code enforcement for buildings.
Congregation B'nai Israel announces their 100th anniversary gala will be held at UFLO. The centennial is set to take place on Sunday, September 22nd. The event will have a live show, the history of the congregation, and speeches from previous and current rabbis and other religious leaders from the group. They say that the gala is meant to look back on the century of work the community has done for Gainesville's Jewish life.
Voters are getting to decide if Alachua County Public Schools will continue to offer a certification program that currently impacts over 6,500 students. The program increased the number of earned certifications from the previous school year by 34%. School officials say that more than 5,900 certifications have been awarded to middle and high school students enrolled in a certification program or technical education course. The funding comes from the One Mill for Schools voter initiative. Voters will have the option to renew this funding in the general election ballot this fall.
Gainesville's 23rd annual Senior Games kicks off tomorrow at the Ironwood Golf Course. The events will take place across the city with notable locations like the Alachua County Sports and Events Center and Ben Ho Griffin Stadium. Events will be hosted throughout the upcoming weekends, with the last game being table tennis taking place on October 6th.
We are watching an area of clouds that could be our next named storm in the Gulf of Mexico next week. I will show where this could be headed after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome back. Got a lot of talk about tropical wave in the Gulf. We have a calm Thursday night and a nicer weekend ahead. National Hurricane Center has issued a 40% chance of development in this area of invest. A lot of tropical moisture from the south expected to move its way into this area with very warm temperatures expected to become a storm possibly late next week. This would only be our 8th named storm of the season. Likely Helene only have had 3 landfalls and only 1 major Category 5 up to this point so far in the season. I want to take a look at a few of these models. Now, just to remind you, these are just models and not forecasts. These could change a bunch of times before then. Looking at next Wednesday, see a little bit of circulation on the American model south of the Yucatan Peninsula, moving its way into the Gulf of Mexico. Very warm waters there, looking like it gets developed as we head into late next week. European model, again, lots of moisture down south, moving its way to the north, south of the Yucatan Peninsula. By Wednesday, midweek, not a lot of organization on the European model, but as it makes its way into the Bay of Campeche, we can see a little bit of development there. So both models have these possibly becoming storms, so most likely could become our next named storm of the season. Bringing it back to home, Campus Cam, beautiful blue skies overhead, 90 degrees right now, feeling like 93, pretty hot and humid day right now. Pretty clear on the radar. Do have a couple scattered showers down south near Crystal River. Nothing much else going on our radar right now. 89 degrees in Gainesville, 90 over in Ocala, and 89 degrees in Stark. Feeling a little bit warmer because of that dew point being pretty high right now as well. So you head into the hour by hour, dropping off into the to the lower 70s. Rain chances also going to taper off as we head into tonight. Going to be a warm and muggy Thursday night. Do have a low pressure system off the coast of New England, bringing in some north air, which is why we've been seeing these storms moving from the north to south. Future track doesn't have a lot going on right now, so it would be a nice night to go outside, maybe for a picnic or a late night dinner outside. Not much going on our Friday morning when we wake up. Going to be waking up into the low 70s, but quickly heating up as we head into the afternoon. Slight chance of thunderstorms as we head into tomorrow afternoon, with highs reaching around 90. Now this weekend is going to be a beautiful weekend, possibly to even go to the beach. Look at those waves in the background. I wish I was there right now. Saturday reaching up to the 86s and Sunday reaching only 85. Going to be a little drier on our weekend, so beautiful weekend to go outside. Virtually no rain chances on Saturday. Could see a passing shower, but for the most part keeping those rain chances virtually at 0. As we head into early next week, those rain chances start to ramp up as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures remain pretty constant as we head into the week.
Coming up in sports, let's take a live look at Citizens Field, where the weather's looking mighty fine ahead of Thursday night lights. Gainesville Hurricanes take on Ocala Forest, looking to keep their strong start to the season going.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Gator soccer kicks off SEC play tonight on the road against the Kentucky Wildcats. Florida enters conference play with a 3-1-4 record and faces an undefeated Wildcats team that is 8-0 and ranked number 20 in the nation. Last Sunday, the Gators tied with Florida Gulf Coast, and their last win came a week ago at home against Kennesaw State. Florida's tough weekend continues Sunday with a road matchup against number 6 Auburn, who is also undefeated. Gators football will be without star wide receiver Eugene Wilson III when Florida meets Mississippi State in Starkville on Saturday due to a lower body injury. Published reports say that Wilson underwent knee surgery this week, and while the operation is not season-ending, there is no timetable for his return. It's a big loss for Florida, as Wilson caught a team-high 6 touchdowns last year and recorded a career-high 141 receiving yards 2 weeks ago against Samford. The Gators are already thin in the wide receiver department, with Khalil Jackson out for the season and Jaquavion Frazier's missing his 4th straight game. Despite the team's 1-2 start, head coach Billy Napier is hoping that his players stick together to turn their season around.
They stick together. I think their camaraderie, their relationships as teammates, this will pass, and then they're going to have these relationships 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. And it's important that they stick together and they do their part as teammates.
Wednesday was an electric night in high school volleyball, with 2 of the top 3 teams in the Gainesville area facing off. The Santa Fe Raiders hosted the Gainesville Hurricanes last night, and the Raiders dominated with the set with a 3-set sweep of the Hurricanes. Santa Fe relied on the vicious right arm of outside hitter Gia McCrew, who collected 16 kills. Gainesville kept it closer than the stat sheet suggests, dropping their last set by just 3 points. The Raiders moved to 16-4 on the season, while the Canes fall to 11-8. It's a full slate of prep volleyball tonight as the Rock hosts Buchholz, Oak Hall heads to PK Yonge, and Keystone Heights faces off with Eastside. And one final note, Thursday night football features the New England Patriots on the road against the New York Jets, but more importantly, it's Kirsten's birthday.
Happy birthday, Kirsten. Any special plans?
Well, I was thinking of doing a beach day, but Matthew, is the weather going to be good this weekend?
Yeah, it'd be a perfect weekend to go for a beach day, and you can just see one last look on the weather that Saturday and Sunday, both with virtually no rain chances. Could see a passing shower, but it's going to be a little bit drier. Temperatures only reaching the upper 80s. As we head into next week, those temperatures are also going to stay constant, with the rain chances starting to rev up as we head into later next week.
Thanks, Matthew, and thanks for joining us. We're back here tomorrow for another edition of First at 5.
But your North Central Florida news is always on at WUFT.org and on all our social media platforms. Have a good night.